going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the new horror thriller, The Night House. The Night House stars Rebecca Hall and tells a story about a woman who has recently lost her husband due to suicide. Not trying to deal with the loss of her late husband, she begins to uncover some dark secrets he held. Now, this was a movie that I was genuinely kind of excited for. I didn't know anything about the movie. I think I vaguely remember seeing the trailers in a couple movies, but I didn't know the extent of. I didn't remember the extent of what the movie was about. I just saw the poster, and it kind of looked like a cross between The Invincible Man and A Ghost Story with Casey Affleck. And so, going into this movie, I really didn't know what to expect at all. I knew there was going to be I knew it was some kind of horror thriller, but going into this film, it really has some really good intrigue, some really good mysteries, and that's one thing that grabbed my attention from beginning to end because you see Rebecca Hall's characters dealing with the loss of her husband, how she mourns, how she's going to be able to get used to her new life. She doesn't go out too much, and she's basically just a teacher, and so we basically just don't have that much of exposition in the film, which I really enjoyed. We just have one in the trailer, and this movie from beginning to end is really interesting. It's really intense. It really does hype up the little horror that you get in there, and it has some really great and useful jump scares that really genuinely got me. This is one of the films that is going to be polarizing around a lot of people because a lot of people may like it, a lot of people may not like it. I was one of the people that actually did enjoy it for the most part. I think it was a little bit slow in the middle parts, but even though it was slow in the middle part, it still had that kind of interest and intrigue that you want to go, because once you start getting into her world, she's trying to figure out what her late husband was keeping behind the entire time. It really does do a really good job of not only letting us get invested in this mystery, but it also keeps us wondering what the mystery is and what it and what kind of secrets he held, because at one point you think it's going in one direction, but by the time that you get to the end, it goes in a different direction, and that's really something that I really enjoyed about the film. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this film is that it doesn't cheap out on the jump scares. It really does have a couple of good jump scares in there, but one thing that I really enjoyed about this film is the fact that we had a movie where the director really knew how to use shadows and pillars to make something really creepy, and that's something that generally got my interest in this film. I believe this is the director that did VHS. I remember seeing 5 seconds of that movie, but I don't really remember much. I might have to go back and check it out to see how I feel about it. But this was a really good, interesting, intriguing movie that I really enjoy. It's hard for me to talk about this movie without giving specific spoilers because it really is a movie where the mystery is the center of the film, and they really do a good job of making you feel like do a really good job of making you feel interested, intrigued. They make you want to keep guessing about what the mystery is, and that's something that I didn't see coming. I think the ending kind of falls flat a little bit. I thought that it had a really interesting ending. It does go in the direction that you think it's gonna go, but I really enjoy what this film was. This is one of the films that you really need to check out in theaters because it really has a really good mystery. It intrigues you a little bit more, and it has a wonderful, wonderful lead. I think Rebecca Hall is a stunning, wonderful woman. She did a film a couple of 6 years ago called The Gift with Jason Bateman and Joel Edgerton. Jason Bateman and Joel Edgerton, and she was really good in that film. I thought she gave a really good performance in Iron Man 3. I wasn't really invested in her character overall, but I think she did a really good job of bringing that character to life. So I think she did a really good job in this film, and I think this film is really intriguing. It really isn't for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to be expecting a little bit more, but if you do get a chance to see this film in theaters, please do get a chance to see it in theaters because this movie is fantastic, and it really has a really great sense of mystery. I'm going to go ahead and give The Night House a 7 out of 10. Have you guys seen The Lighthouse? What did you think of it? What's your favorite low budget horror film that you have seen in recent years. Go ahead and let me down in the comments what you think of it, and look forward to a couple more reviews coming out this weekend. I'm probably gonna have my review for Reminiscence, Free Guy, Paw Patrol, and The Protege, and a couple more. Maybe I'll be able to check out Demonic, the new Neil Blomkamp film, a movie that I'm not really excited about, and a movie that I haven't heard the strongest things, but I'm going to go ahead and check it out because I like to check out as many movies as I can in theaters. So look forward to those reviews, and until next time, this is Josie Reviews.